Alex, drummer of TransferPost.
I am Enzo, and I am the guitar number 1 of TransferPost.
I'm Luis. I'm bass, mostly bass, sometimes vocals. Sometimes guitar number 3 or 4.
I'm also sometimes vocals, here and there.
I'm
And
just drums.
There's Jeff. Jeff is guitar number 2 and main vocals. He couldn't be here tonight, but he's also in TransferPost.
He's in spirit. He's in spirit.
Well,
you want,
let's go in order.
Start in order. Parts of the story from the
Okay.
start.
You wanna
I
go
guess it
first?
started. We met at orientation.
Yeah.
There's that.
And you were wearing a what shirt were you
I was
wearing?
wearing a Prince shirt.
You were wearing
You
a Prince
pointed out my
shirt
Prince shirt.
and a leather jacket.
Yeah.
That's a look.
Yeah. No, it was
It's a
tough.
look I
Like,
still
he had
have,
a pair of
yeah.
boots on, and I was like, "Yo, this kid's pretty cool."
And then once I brought up Strokes and the Killers,
Then
I think
we
that
started
was
talking.
the rest is history. And then through you, I met Enzo. If you want to tell that story, you can.
And then,
Okay, so I first met Luis, I think about the 2nd or 3rd week of school, from a mutual friend that introduced us. And from there, I hung out with Luis once and I wanted to get some food. And while we were getting some food, this kid was sitting on a bench by Wilson, by chance. And we invited him to get food with us. And then
Oh yeah.
talked about Queens of the Stone Age and Block Party and Joy Division.
Wait, I was there for that, wasn't
Yeah,
I?
it was at
Yeah.
That's because I know everyone. So then it's just
yeah,
like
you do know everyone. It's like the 2nd week of school, and like you know the whole population.
Yeah, because we saw Alex, and I'm like, "Oh, yo, what's up, Alex?"
Yeah, I was about to just go to Profs and get chicken tenders.
Yeah.
And
Oh, and then we went out. Yeah, that's so funny.
And then
And then I met Jeff.
Mhm.
I met Jeff. He was in music performance, audio, and business and comp. No,
he was in
yeah,
Comp 2.
Comp 1.
with
Comp
us,
1 with
or
me.
Comp 1.
He was in Comp 1 and Comp 2 now with me.
Mhm.
We were in like 2 or 3 classes together. So then, like, yeah, we have to do icebreakers, and I was just like, yeah, I've been in some bands or whatever. And then he was like, oh yeah, what kind of music? And I showed him, and he's like, oh cool, I like those bands too. So then we were like, oh, we should jam sometime. He's like, yeah, man. So then we were like in a practice room, we were goofing around. And I was working on, like, he showed me some of the songs he'd been writing. I was like, oh, this is really cool. And he's like, really? Like, I always get, like, I don't ever, like, I end up hating myself after a week. I'm like, you need a band. That's what you need.
yeah, and then I met Jeff when all the 3 of us were in different bands at the time. We all played a show together for Halloween.
Yeah,
which was set up by him.
Shout out to the Bridgeton Public Library.
And he brought, Jeff came, and that's when he introduced himself to me, and then we all decided to jam, because I wanted to start the band, and I got Alex on board first, and then we got Jeff, and then we got Luis.
Yeah, with Jeff, he was the most inexperienced out of all of us. So I was just like, you need a band, and I was like, I have a recording project. Do you want to like record a song for it? And like, my boys over here are pretty tight. Like, you can be your backing band. We'll do something like that. And then and they were jamming, and I was just like, my life is like a mess right now, and trying to do a bunch of work. And they're like, Luis, do you want to play bass? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And then we're all, that became TransferPost.
And then, yeah, we played our luck, and that's when, off that, John.
So, all right, so I can say that the 4 of us are transfers in some way. The 3 of us here are transfers. You're a sophomore, I'm a junior, you're a junior, but we all transferred into Rowan.
And from different spots, because you came from a community college.
I came from a community college.
I came from nothing but UArts before that.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I took a year off too.
Right.
I went to Lebanon Valley College in Central PA. It's by Hershey Park.
I went to Atlantic Cape Community College in East Landing.
And Jeff changed majors a lot.
Yeah, Jeff's been here since freshman year.
Yeah.
But he's changed majors like 3 different times. So we all ended up transferring into. Well, I'm PR. I'm a public relations major. I'm not a.
Oh, that's right.
I'm the only non-music major.
That, Enzo.
Yeah,
I always think you're in the program.
This is my crowd though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I believe I came up with the transfer part because I heard the word transfer.
Well, we all decided early on we wanted transfer in the name.
We wanted transfer.
We were talking about the Union transfer venue. We're like, oh, that venue's freaking cool.
I was like,
it
wait,
slaps.
transfer would be cool in a band name. So So
remember we hit the random band name generator?
oh yeah.
Yeah, we went on that. Every band when they're first looking for the name, they hit it, and like we were just getting terrible names.
It was terrible.
it-
Solar
I don't
panel or
remember
something?
names.
Oh,
Solar transfer.
Solar Transfer was one that came up, and we're
Yeah.
like, oh, that's trash.
Didn't chat that for a second.
Yeah, we did. We said
did.
solar transfer, parentheses, question mark, and parentheses.
Yeah, and then
And then
number of questionable chat names.
it took us like a good month and a half to make
Yeah.
it up, and we didn't have a name for a month and a half.
And then when I was at work, I work at Walgreens. Yay. I work at the register, so part of the night you have to put the newspaper, you have to throw out all the newspapers that you don't sell, keep the front page. So it's like, I was looking at them and like, New York Post, Washington Post, all these other things, and I'm like, TransferPost, like a newspaper, but also kind of like a
Like
trading
an article
post.
story too.
So it's just like, yo, we're bringing the news, we're bringing what's up.
And the way I also just envision it is, you know how we both had on Rowan blog we had to
Oh, yeah.
transfer
Yeah,
articles.
we were
They're
on the transformation
They're transfer
Tuesdays.
posts. So that's another way to
Wow.
look at
They
it.
should
about
have
that.
they should have hashtagged
Wow.
it like that. Transfer posts. That'd have been.
That's the band so
funny.
far. We can go through here. What's been your favorite so far?
I gotta think about this. Start with it.
Okay.
Just pass it on the line. Well, we played a number of places. Like we played quite a few house shows, and I host shows at the Bridgeton Public Library in the basement as working with one of their teens clubs. So because like where I'm from Bridgeton, so like music or any kind of that stuff, like the arts, especially at Bridgeton High School, they're not they're not undervalued a lot, and like if you're any sort of different, you're usually like, I mean, it's different now. Like all these new kids, they're also like hip, but like when I was growing up, if you liked things that weren't,
normal or like
The-
what everybody else was.
well, yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't want to trash talk it because it is, the culture is different, and when you go counterculture at Bridgeton, it's like you're immediately outcasted, and it's so what I wanted to do was like for these kids not to feel that way. I was like, well, let's throw shows, and like you can come out and be yourself. We can do painting. Like we had one that was like paint oriented, and they could paint and do different things like that. So then I was like, and that's how I ended up getting really into contact with Enzo because he had a band, and I was like, yo, come play
Come
the
to
show.
the Halloween bash.
Yeah, so I really like playing that venue because it's like, one, they have like a small stage downstairs and it sounds good. Like it's not too small where everybody's cramped in. It's big enough, but it's also really personal and like it's just special for me in one way. But aside from that, I'm pretty excited for our show that's coming up because that venue is pretty cool.
Yep. For me, so far with the shows we played in, it's funny because we're a Glassboro / Pittman based Rowan band, but our first shows have been back home for me in like Ventnor, Atlantic City area. The first show we played was back in January at this place called the Greenbrier House.
Shout out to Tom Powers.
Yeah, shout out to Tom Powers in Galloway, New Jersey, and that was a living room, I thought that was a really cool first show to have. It was a living room with 4 bands, just packed the living room right off of Stockton's campus, and it was a fun night. But besides that, I also really like playing at this place called Ventnor Coffee, which is a coffee shop where I'm from. But it's not just any coffee shop. They host like punk rock shows, they host metal shows, they have like pop shows, karaoke nights. And we played a show there with a band called Lay Low in Fairfax Road. And we like capped the place. Like our friends, our families, the staff, like their friends.
That's why you like that.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say that night it snowed and me and Alex
Oh,
had to
yeah,
drive back
it
to
snowed.
Rowan
Oh,
and
yeah.
it sucked.
But there was a cute dog there.
There was
who
indeed
watched
a
our
cute
set.
dog.
And it was great. It was a big puppy. That's not a puppy. It's a big dog. It was a big dog.
All dogs are puppies.
Yeah, that's
Alex?
me.
All right, yeah. Of the like 3 or 4 shows that we've played so far, I'd say that the Greenbrier House was my probably my favorite.
Oh, I know what yours is.
Oh, really? My favorite song to perform is one of 2. The one is the obvious one, which is the one I sing on. And that one's called Cut Me Down, and that one's a lot of fun to play.
That is a lot of fun to play.
It's really upbeat, and like I get to like shout and stand on my tippy toes. And then the other one is probably like I love playing our luck, but like on top of that one, I really like our Bombay Bicycle Club cover.
Open House?
Open House
Yeah.
always slaps because Jeff's just like and I'm just like, and I just go in and it's fun. It's probably one of those 2.
For me, so far, I think it's we have a song called "Better" that Jeff wrote. And it's like I don't call it a ballad, but it's like a slow indie rock, like
it's a power indie ballad.
It's a power indie rock ballad that I really like, and it goes in, and I can use a fuzz pedal at the end, and I love it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just like playing really loud, really fast, pretty much all the time. So I guess our first two songs that we came up with, "Our Luck" and "Cut Me Down," are my favorites. "Cut Me Down" in particular is fun for me, feel-wise.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you get to open it up too.
Around. Yeah.
I get an adrenaline rush, but I get a really bad adrenaline rush, and it's weird. It's like I get it setting up. I don't get it during the performance. I get it just opening my pedal board, getting my pedals out, and connecting them. Like I'm literally shaking when I'm like plugging everything in, and like it scares me. But after that's done, if I can get through plugging in a pedal and tuning a guitar, I'm fine for the rest of the night. And I get a little adrenaline rush before
the first song.
Before the breakdown of "Our Luck," when we like I get an adrenaline rush during that part,
knowing that it's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's me. What about you?
I've avoided stage fright somehow.
You really have. You're the best one to avoid it.
Yeah, I mean sometimes I guess my foot kind of like shakes a little bit, but I don't know. I don't get
you're so cool.
You are like hitting that kick drum a lot, so
yeah. There's that.
I remember Jeff was super nervous before our first show.
What, Greenbrier?
Yeah.
That was like his first gig, right?
He was like nervous because it's like our first show ever.
That was his first show ever.
Yeah, and he was like he wasn't like anxious in a way where it's like we're gonna die, but like anxious and it's like
very quiet.
But him and Alex, they're like stone faces. They're just like, we're here, we're gonna do this. While me and Enzo are just like,
I'm the one like shaking, like just trying to like plug the guitar in. Like, what about you?
Me, I've been doing this for 6 years.
He has the most experience out of any of us.
I don't ever get nervous beforehand. I mean, I get nervous in the setup of the show if I'm running the show, but if I'm just playing a show, I'm like, I don't care. But what happens is like in the middle of a show, where like suddenly there's an awkward space to talk, and like everyone's tuning their guitar, and the people are just staring at you like, play some music, and you're just like.
It's like public speaking class all over again. Yeah. Because you have to do some sort of talking.
And it's like normally I'm pretty good with it, but a few of our shows I've not been the most charming frontman. I'll say that, to say the least.
It's okay though. We all
Shout out to Sarah.
You know what Hannah Montana said? Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days.
I forgot all about that, but thank you so much.
See, this is my philosophy. The more you fight, the more you love each other.
I don't even think then I feel like we don't have a strong relationship yet.
The more we, I'll put it this way: the more we disagree with each other, the more we love each other.
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah.
We are all very opinionated musically.
We
in different ways. So our practices, to say the least, are filled with lots of dialogue.
We're all jerks.
I wouldn't go that far.
We're not jerks. No,
we're not jerks.
Everybody has a vision, and we want there to be one vision, not four visions. One collective vision. And
getting everything to line up sort of like through a magnifying glass. Or like the the Pink Floyd album cover where it's like it's Dark Side of the Moon where like the white line comes and it's a rainbow. We're the opposite. We're trying to get the rainbow in to get the white line out. But like
that's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Wow, that was crazy.
I'm really deep sometimes. I would say we're really good friends though. I would say like we were definitely friends before we started the band, and then like I feel like
our friendship grew through the band.
Yeah, I would say I'm definitely.
Because that's what made us spend the time with each other.
Yeah, like
before we didn't see each other. I'm across campus, so you guys are here in this.
I commute, so
he commutes. You technically commute,
but
you walk.
Not anymore.
Jeff lives down the street, and I live across campus, so it's like we wouldn't see each other on an average day if we were strangers. We would probably never have crossed paths unless I had met him, I had met him, and I had met Jeff.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I was gonna say like we do a pretty good job though as far as like bands go, because like I know a lot of bands. It's like we're friends, but like they're like 4 projects together, so of course they're hanging out. But like we do like Taco Tuesday, and then we do like Pizza Hut Thursdays, or we'll like not so much.
Last semester
when we had disposable income.
Last semester we spent a lot of money.
we spend a lot of money. That Pizza Hut owes us money. They owe us a sponsorship, if anything. But
free cups at least.
Yeah.
Anyway, we didn't get into that. But yeah, we get lunch together on
Right before practice.
Yeah, and I mean individually we talk. Like I know you and Alex hang out quite a bit, and me and Alex will hang out.
Or me and you will
hang out.
Yeah, crash on my couch or whatever.
Yeah, we'll play Minecraft or something, and then like I'll hit up Jeff, or Jeff will hit me up and just talk about life stuff and just be like, hey man, how's it going? Yeah,
Or the four of us will be together and we'll do all that together.
Yeah,
it's cool. Part of the band is that the four of us have such a diverse taste in music, and we all have our own inspirations, but we also have our we all share inspirations. Like, what are you into? What are your inspirations?
What do you listen to?
Well, I'm really generally into like punk, hard rock, metal. I like a lot of like 70s, like Damned, Stooges, New York Dolls, all that. I love My Chemical Romance. That's my favorite band. I'm the first to admit that. But yeah, just stuff like that. My other favorite band is Guns N' Roses. Yeah. But I'm also Strokes, Killers, Interpol, all those bands, which is, I think, that's how we met. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I think the three of us...
I think that's where, if nothing else, we all agree.
Yeah, the four of us, including Jeff, are all into the Strokes, and then in varying ways, we're into different kinds of, like, indie rock. Like, Enzo's really into Interpol, and so is Alex. Mm-hmm. And I think Jeff is as well.
Yeah, we're all indie rock. Like, I'm into, like, Modest Mouse, Interpol, Joy Division, like, our post-punk stuff, like Joy Division, 70s stuff, New Order. I like dream pop stuff like Turnover. Like I like those are my influences as a guitar player.
Yeah,
and
Jeff,
as a lyricist.
Jeff's there too. Like he likes a lot of dream pop, and he's also in like Turnover.
And he's into he's into all that like early 2000s post punk, like Bombay Bicycle Club and Arctic Monkeys and stuff. And then you really like.
I'm all over the place. Actually,
you're all over the place. Yeah.
Me and Enzo actually, one of our first conversations was about Green Day. Because like our friend who introduced us, Stella, like me and her just gushed over Nimrod, and then we talked to him, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, Nimrod slaps," and we're just. So then that's how we got along, and then like I remember when, well, like I said, Alex had a Prince shirt on, and I remember I was like, "Yo, have you heard of like Television and all these other groups?"
I don't think I had at that point.
No, at that point you had.
Yeah,
and I was
I
like,
did not know Television was.
You should look into them. I also like Mac DeMarco, but I don't think we sound like Mac DeMarco at all.
We don't at all.
But I'm also really into like. I really like, I like a lot of Chicano music, so just like Chicano Batman, just like Tropa Magica, which is like a lot of Spanish music influenced indie rock type stuff. Well, I wouldn't even say indie rock because like some of it's psych rock.
Just rock.
It's rock.
I don't know what Chicano Batman
rock
is.
They're tasty. That's what they are. I like a lot of like R&B, jazz influenced stuff too. Like I love John Coltrane. Like I'll sit in my room on a rainy day and I'll just listen to that.
I did not know that.
Me, John Coltrane, and Wes Montgomery in a room would be an interesting meetup.
You also love Selena.
Oh, Selena, Queen. She's great. Kali Uchis. I'm really into like. I also listen to like I've also like thrown away music. Like I have a CD and like I have CDs in my car like Yo La Tengo and like Paramore recently because my friend Julie wants me to listen to them and I was like, oh, okay. But like, I've also like just like thrown out most music. Like I think. The only semi-big band I listen to, which isn't even big, they're called the Brazen Youth. But like aside from that, I listen to a lot of my friends' records. So like I listen to like my friends have a band called Sun Not Yellow, or my friends in the November Lounge, or even like our friends in Pizzle and the Sizzle Sisters. They go here to Glassboro. I listen to their record.
That's a good band.
They're really
funky
good
band.
Oh, sick! Yeah, I didn't know if you guys had done one with them, but they're really good. Denim Mob is making some really cool '80s stuff.
Synth pop, new wave.
Shout out to Jackson. Yeah, so that's mostly what I've been listening to. Just really, like, I remember when I was a kid, I'm like, screw hipsters, I'm a punk, and I'm never gonna be a filthy hipster that only listens to stuff no one cares about. And then, like, here I am, listening to records that no one's heard of or cares about.
Except ourselves.
Except us, yeah. It's funny how life works out. I'm in the middle of mixing it, but we have a single coming out, which is,
our first single, because we don't have any music out yet.
Yeah, but it sounds tight. Like if I could release it, maybe I'll just. Yeah, I'm gonna pull who was it? Remember that like the Strokes? They just dropped freaking "Come Down Machine" just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just gonna drop an unmixed demo or something on SoundCloud or something. But like, we have a single that's I'm working on getting done to put out on Spotify and all that jazz.
And at Bandcamp and Apple Music.
Oh yeah, all the streaming services.
All the streaming services.
Tidal, shout out to Ye.
And Jay-Z.
And Jay-Z.
Hova.
Yeah, but yeah, and then aside from that, we also are gonna have some pins coming through and some sticker stuff. I gonna shout myself out again. So I have this company. It's called Raya del Sol Media Productions, and I do a lot of like graphic design, logo design, different things like that. So then through that, I just bought a pin press. So I'm gonna be making pins, and I usually either or I have one of my friends that are artists. I commission them to do art stuff. So then we have a logo that we just came up with. So we're gonna be doing pins and stickers and stuff soon. So that's coming out. Same thing with corporate. There's more pins coming out for that, and then yeah, there's more shows coming.
More shows coming.
More music.
Recording music.
Yeah. Oh, we might
be recording.
another. Well, we're definitely recording another single.
But that's a secret for now.
Yeah. That's,
Not too much information.